I didn't stop them. That's the part everyone asks about first. When the bulldozers rolled in, when the survey flags appeared, when trucks started carving roads through land my family had owned for 3 generations, I said nothing. Because I didn't need to. I owned 412 acres on the edge of a fast, growing town. It wasn't flashy land, rolling hills, a dry creek bed, old oak trees, and one gravel road cutting through the middle. My grandfather bought it cheap after the war. My father kept it quiet. I inherited it with one condition written into the trust: never sell, never subdivide, never rush. I lived elsewhere. I leased parts of the land for grazing, paid the taxes on time, updated the title every decade, clean, simple, boring. Then one spring morning, I got a call. Sir, this is the county planning office. We noticed active construction on parcel 19B. Are you involved? I paused. Construction? I asked calmly. Yes, a residential development, 96 single-family homes, HOA managed. I looked at the old deed framed on my office wall. No, I said, I'm not involved. There was silence. Then that's concerning. That's when I knew something beautiful was about to happen. They built first, asked never. Over the next 6 months, I watched everything. I drove out on weekends, parked on the ridge. Sat in my truck with coffee while they poured foundations on my land. They put up signs, coming soon, Oak Valley Estates private community. Private, I smiled. They laid sewer lines, ran power, paved roads, gated entrances, a clubhouse, a pool, even a decorative stone wall with the HOA name carved into it, right over the spot where my father taught me to shoot bottles. Did I call the cops? No. Did I send cease and desist letters? No. Did I warn them? Absolutely not, because I knew something they didn't. The paperwork they never checked. See, the land title wasn't simple. It had survived 3 county rezoning attempts, 2 eminent domain pushes, 1 failed condemnation during a highway expansion. Why? Because it was wrapped inside an old land grant, pre-county incorporation. The deed predated the HOA, predated the zoning board, predated the very municipality approving their permits. The HOA didn't buy my land. They bought an incorrect survey from a development company that assumed ownership based on an outdated county GS map, a map that had been corrected, quietly, 12 years ago. I had the stamped correction, filed, recorded, indexed. They never pulled the actual deed. They trusted a shortcut, and shortcuts are expensive. 96 homes sold, occupied. By month 10, families moved in. Kids rode bikes on my roads. Dogs ran on my hills. HOA newsletters proudly declared full occupancy. They installed security cameras, signs warning about trespassers on my land. I let it continue, because the moment they finished construction, the moment the last mortgage closed, the moment the banks locked themselves into those properties, that's when the leverage peaked. The lawsuit they walked into, I didn't file first. They did. The HOA sued me for interfering with community operations. Apparently, one of their board members noticed my name on an old grazing lease and decided I was a holdover nuisance. They demanded I recognize HOA authority and sign over access rights. I responded with one sentence: I look forward to discussing this in court. Court day, where reality arrived, they came prepared. 5 attorneys, 3 bankers, 2 developers, a courtroom full of confidence. Their lead counsel stood tall. Your Honor, he said, this defendant is attempting to assert ownership over land legally developed, permitted, and occupied by 96 families. His claim is frivolous. The judge nodded, then looked at me. Your response? I stood, calm, slow, no theatrics. Your Honor, I said, I would like to submit Exhibit A. My attorney handed the clerk a single document, a deed, not a copy, not a summary. The original recorded land grant chain, sealed, indexed, verified. The room shifted. Confidence collapses quickly. Their attorneys whispered. The judge leaned forward. Counsel. The judge said to the HOA, why does this deed show uninterrupted ownership by the defendant, including the land currently developed? Silence, then stammering, then excuses. Their surveyor's testimony collapsed in minutes. Their permit approvals unraveled once the county admitted they never verified ownership beyond surface maps. The banks went pale, because mortgages don't matter if the borrower doesn't own the land. The ruling, the judge didn't raise his voice. Didn't need to, based on the evidence, he said. The defendant retains full legal ownership of the land in question. All construction was unauthorized. Gasps, 100%. the HOA attorney asked. Yes, the judge replied, every inch. Then the line that ended everything, any further occupation is subject to immediate injunction. Aftermath, 96 homes with no land construction loans defaulted. Mortgages froze, insurance evaporated, families weren't evicted, but every single home became legally homeless, no access rights, no easements, no utilities guaranteed. The HOA dissolved within 30 days. Developers sued surveyors, banks sued developers, the county quietly rewrote policies, and me, I made one offer, the calmest revenge I offered long. Term ground leases, fair, legal, expensive, some accepted. Some walked away, the land stayed mine because I didn't rush, I didn't yell, I didn't warn, I just let them finish. Final, they thought ownership was about permits and paperwork. I knew it was about patience, and patience owns everything.